Welcome to the Math Map Week 18 Transformations. This week was so much fun. We have a new song with motions for the new grammar this week and a fun exercise that I'll show you coming up. But first, the cover. This cover brought to mind the Eric Carle book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So my 8-year-old read this to my 5-year-old, with my 5-year-old adorably reciting the foods that the Very Hungry Caterpillar ate Monday through Saturday. If you don't have this book, I highly recommend it because this is a great read aloud for day 1 of this week. The Very Hungry Caterpillar book illustrated the idea of transformations. What does transformation mean? We looked it up in the dictionary, which defined transformation as a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. I asked my students, what are some changes you have experienced? We change our appearance depending on what we are going to do sometimes. We wear ballet clothes for dance lessons. Sometimes we have a change in environment. We were new at our CC community, or when we go on vacation, we have a change of scenery. Is change fun or scary? Or maybe a bit of both? This was a great conversation starter. Then I told my students, so just like we see transformations or changes in nature, we see transformations and changes in mathematics. Let's find out what math transformations look like. And we are introduced immediately to the list of transformations on page 1. So here is our first set of new grammar. What are 2D transformations? 2D transformations are translation, reflection, rotation, and dilation. So for our song this week, we have the Transformation Song with motions to the tune, If You're Happy and You Know It. What are 2D transformations? 2D transformations are translation, reflection, rotation, dilation. These are 2D transformations. Learning about reflection brought to mind our fine arts segment on mirror images from week 2. We reviewed the grammar of mirror image, symmetrical, and the line of symmetry in our discussion about the line of reflection. Also, for you Mario Kart fans out there, we played several courses in mirror mode, which was a ton of fun to illustrate and understand reflection. I highly recommend the SNES Rainbow Road course. Our second set of new grammar comes from pages 3, 7, 11, and 15. My eldest noticed that the butterfly rotated more each day, so we created an arm exercise for these angles. You're going to start with your arm at the positive x-axis, and you're going to put right hand under your left hand for 0. You're going to clap and say 0, 0. Then we're going to clap and go straight up into a right angle, a 90-degree angle, and say 90, 90. Then you're going to return to 0. Clap and swing your arms to a straight angle and say 180. Return to 0. Clap, swing all the way down to your legs for 270. Return to 0. Clap and do the full circle and say 360. So you ready to see it all together? The circle exercise. 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. The kids love that. I did too. On the Careful Calculations page, we see the parent graph and the transformations of reflection in the middle column and rotation in the far right column. For reflection, we got a flat handheld mirror and held it up as the perpendicular bisector on the parent graph. And you can literally see the reflection graph in the mirror. It was like a magical mathematical moment. It was so cool and fun to hold up the mirror to each of these parent graphs and see how the reflection looked exactly like the reflection graph in the next column. Let me demonstrate. So you're going to hold up your careful calculations page. You'll see that it says reflect across y equals x. Y equals x is a 45-degree diagonal line through the origin, 0, 0. So you're going to hold your mirror. Let's see if I can do this. Yes. Okay, there it is. Right there. And you see in the mirror that the constant y equals c now looks like what's in the middle column. Okay, let's go to line right there. You're going to hold it up and you'll see that it matches. Now this is where you can really see it. Look at the quadratic. Yes, my daughter creates smiley faces every time she sees quadrat. It's really cute. Do you see in the mirror? Now let me show you. It matches. The middle column, it matches. Isn't that amazing? And there's the cubic, and you can see it matches the middle column. So definitely get a flat handheld mirror and hold it up to that parent graph at that 45-degree angle, and you can see the reflection. It was so much fun. For the rotation column, we were able to identify how the graph rotated 90 degrees and changed quadrants as we sang the last verse of the Quadrants Song. Week 18 Transformations provides so much fun. Our gospel connection for this week is 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. And verse 21, for our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. The word of the Lord, thanks be to God. And that wraps us up for week 18. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe and share. Thank you for watching and have fun learning.